This is Kevin John, and I'm here with Michael Prestwich, president and founder of Imagisoft Incorporated, who's offering a free 2-year license of their DataNet platform through September 1st, 2009. Now, Mike, I noticed that you're wearing an I Love Suitability button. So what does suitability have to do with DataNet?
Well, Kevin, DataNet has everything to do with suitability. The purpose of DataNet is not only to help an agent create a suitable sale, but to be able to prove it 5 years later if there's ever a question or a problem. Suitability is the foundation of this annuity business, and the survival of the annuity industry and the individual survival of agents depend upon how well they follow the suitability laws.
So, Mike, you make it sound like a life or death struggle, so why then do you love suitability?
I take a positive approach on suitability because suitability made the difference between success and failure for me personally 30 years ago when I was in the business.
But I thought suitability was a relatively new issue that people are dealing with.
No, Kevin, actually suitability laws have always been the difference between successful and unsuccessful agents. True, the state suitability laws that have been emerging since 2006 were designed to protect consumers, but the unseen benefit of these laws is that mediocre agents can become spectacular producers by following the principles in these laws. That's why I love suitability so much, Kevin.
Yeah, but you see, I don't think I'm alone in this perception, but I think that suitability just means a bunch of extra paperwork that you have to fill out in the annuity application.
Kevin, unfortunately, you're right. That is the perception that most agents have. But these forms are tacked on at the end of the sale, whereas really the questions belong at the beginning of the sale. These forms will do little to protect you as an agent when push comes to shove. But if you follow the spirit of suitability laws, you're going to double your production.
No, you're going to have to forgive me here, but I'm always skeptical of somebody who tells me they're going to double my production overnight, because the most you can ever expect from any of those is that it's a gimmick. So you may get some short-term success, but it's going to lead to nothing in the long term.
Well, you're absolutely right, Kevin. And suitability is not a technique. It's not a sales talk. It's not a trick. It's actually an entirely different mindset. You have to totally move the way your brain thinks. Instead of trying to sell a product, you're actually trying to solve a problem for the customer. Think about it. You know the difference. You walk into a store, you want to buy a tie. Somebody pulls up a tie and they're just trying to sell you the hot tie, rather than the person that puts a tie up to your face as your coloring matches. That's what you're doing with annuities. Most agents represent 10 different companies with 10 different products. That's 100 different products. Don't you think clients can tell out of that 100 products which ones are trying to suit them, or which one is the hot product of the day that gets them to the convention?
Well, yeah, of course. People know what they want. So, Mike, then give me a short definition of suitability.
Well, suitability is just exactly that. You tailor your products to meet the needs of the customers, rather than trying to just sell the same hot product.
Well, isn't that how most agents sell, though? Don't they attempt to meet the needs of their clients?
You would hope so, but I don't think it really happens that way. It's not how I started out 30 years ago. You know, Kevin, you're going to laugh at this, but I sold for a year. I sold life insurance and an annuity product to college seniors. It was called the College Executive Plan. It was really exciting. In fact, it was so exciting that every college senior had to have one. Didn't matter if they were male or female. Didn't matter if they were tall or short. Didn't matter if they were rich or poor. I mean, they all needed $28,257 of life insurance. They all needed to spend $300 a year. $100 went into the annuity at 7.75%. Grew to $38,000. This $38,000 was going to magically make you financially successful.
Oh, goodness.
I bet you think I sold a lot of it.
No, frankly, I'd be surprised if you sold anything at all.
Well, you're right. I just about starved to death. I mean, it was incredible how poorly I did. My closing ratio was around 10%.
Well, then how did you survive?
Well, like I said, I'm not sure I did survive. What I did is I talked to a friend, and he introduced me to another company that took me out of the college marketplace, and they trained me. They showed me how to ask questions, meet with regular people, see what their problems were, and talk to them about their life insurance and their retirement needs through annuities.
So how much did your production increase then?
Well, it was like a 10-fold increase.
Well, what made the difference?
Well, it was because I wasn't selling this product. People would say, "What are you selling?" I'd say, "I'm selling myself. I have a host of products. I have my securities license. I have probably 10,000 products. What I need to do is talk to you and find the products that I have that fit your needs. And if they fit your needs, great. If they don't, then I'll be on my way.
You're making it sound easy.
Well, it sounds easy, but like I said earlier, it's a completely new mindset. Most agents go in like I did before. They go in with a product, they tell a story, the client gives objections, you point back to the product, you say, well, this 10% bonus, whatever it is, they talk about the features of the product, answer objections. Product objections, get the person to sign, then come in the suitability forms. Can you see why the suitability forms are not going to protect you?
Yes.
Let's go back and read the law. I mean, if you look at the law, and if you don't mind, I will read it right here.
You can read it.
It says, agents must have reasonable grounds for believing that any recommendation to a consumer is suitable on the basis of the facts disclosed by the consumer as to their investments, other insurance products, and their financial needs. This means that agents have to go in with no preconceived ideas. So I can't come in and say, I'm going to sell him an indexed annuity with a 10% bonus so I can go to the convention. That's unsuitable. If I go in with that idea before I even met the customer, I've already created a suitable sale. No amount of paperwork at the end is going to protect me.
So you can go in expecting to sell a product, but that product needs to be tailored to the needs of the individual who's coming in.
You're catching on very, very good.
Okay.
In other words, you have to have a fact finder. And so you go in and you just ask them just like the law says. I mean, look at it. It says, basis of facts disclosed by the consumer. Okay, so I ask you about your assets. What is this asset for? What's the rate of return you've been getting on it? How happy are you with it? You know, what's its risk? How do you feel about that? What's the purpose of this? What's this CD? How do you like the interest rate? Do you shop around for interest rates? How did you get this CD? Where did you get it? I mean, quite often in the middle of these sales, agents want to jump in and start making recommendations. It's the wrong time to do it. It needs to be a 2-interview sale.
So bringing this all back to the focus on DataNet now, what does DataNet have to do with everything we've talked about?
Well, DataNet, first of all, has the questionnaires and fact finders that you're looking for. It also has some other tools, such as a life expectancy questionnaire and a risk tolerance questionnaire. So you gather information. You ask them their date of birth, their age, their income. You talk about their assets and their liabilities, their goals. You can put in their children. You can put in their grandchildren. You can do a lot of these things inside DataNet, and it's a very attractive, easy-to-use interface that impresses people. You can even put their photo in. It's kind of cool. You know, you take your little digital camera, snap their picture, it goes in the software. People, they really get excited. It also shows them how much you care when you do that.
That's true. So if it's such a valuable tool for agents, then why are you offering it for free?
Well, it costs $100 a year. We're giving a 2-year free license because the industry is in the fight of its life. We thought, you know, give people DataNet for free and then encourage them to go to the NAFA site, the National Association of Fixed Annuities, and donate $200. That's why we're giving it away for free. It helps the industry. If agents want to put the money at $200 toward the fight, that's up to them. If they don't, at least they'll be helping the fight by creating and making suitable sales.
Wonderful. So where would an agent go if he's interested in looking at DataNet?
Well, you go to our website, Imagisoft, IMAGISOFT.com. Call us with your questions. 877-510-4702. That's a toll-free number. On our website, there'll be places you can download and install DataNet. 2-year free license. No obligation to pay the $100 in 2 years when the license comes due. If you use it, if it makes sense to you, great. If not, I hope you find something else. You can follow suitability rules with a paper file. There's no obligation, no need. You can have this big thick paper file, but DataNet allows you to scan in that paper so you can put it all electronically and you can prove 5 years from now that you made a suitable sale.
Wonderful. Sounds like a plan. Mike, thanks for your time.
Certainly.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate your time.
No problem.